Couples who have moved in together, what surprised you most about living with a male/female? I had exactly 2 pillows in my entire house before my now wife moved in. She has 4 just on her side of the bed. There are pillows on the couch. Every chair has a pillow. We have a closet where the top shelf is more pillows. So many fucking pillows. After living with him for 4 years, I opened a drawer of his dresser. And it was empty. All of it. Apparently he thought it was my extra dresser. He doesn't use a dresser. Clothes get washed and put into a clean clothes hamper. He puts socks and underwear in his bedside table. Now I'm wondering what other furniture in our house is empty? I thought if I ever moved in with a girl, I'd have to be way less of a slob. Turns out I'm the neat freak in this relationship. A lot of it's been mentioned. Bobby pins everywhere. Hair everywhere. She was not a clean person. I did the cleaning. But one thing that hasn't been mentioned is just the sheer amount accessories that she had. Tons of makeup and beauty products. A vanity full of it. Plus more. Lots of clothes. Tons of clothes she didn't wear. How often I'd be helping her find her car keys. Eventually, I put up a hook that I was able to get her in the habit of using. Made me tear up a little at the time, but a couple weeks after we split I remember getting a text from her that said I miss being able to find my keys. Everything has a decorative pillow on it. They are too small to be used for anything, and I'm not allowed to throw them on the floor or pile them all on one chair. The bed has a bunch and a long tube thing. I'm not allowed to whack her with the tube thing. Where did these come from? Why do we need them? If they are just in the way, can we put them in storage? No? Okay, babe, whatever you want. She's good at playing Tetris and very organized. I was living with my parents since I traveled for work and only made it home 1 or 2 weekends a month. She moved in with me at my parents' house. We had one room to store stuff. My bedroom we bought things we'd need when we moved out. When we saw a deal too good to pass up and she stored them, I realized she was good when we had to make 4 trips to get all our stuff out. 4 trips. This girl had boxes inside boxes inside boxes. She utilized every inch available in our room to stack items. We just bought a house and still have some boxes left to unpack. I will call her at work and say something like, hey, do you remember that blue paper clip I like to use? I can't find it. She will tell me which room, which box, what container, and what is beside it, just in case I still can't find it. His ability to be doing nothing. He can lay on the couch and stare at the ceiling and do nothing and think nothing, and he enjoys it. I would pull a muscle or pop something from the strain if I tried to do that. I always knew women went through TP faster than men, but I never knew how much faster they did. It got to the point I'd just grab a pack of TP whenever I went to the store for any reason. We may not be out at home, but we will be soon, I reckoned, and I was never wrong about that. Everything went extremely smooth with my girlfriend and I attest that to having almost equal levels of cleanliness standards. I see a lot of people commenting on that, and I feel very blessed that hasn't been an issue in my life. Don't know how I got so lucky with that. But what surprises me, and what I fail to understand, is the vast amount of time she spends getting ready. I try to understand, but I just don't. She looks beautiful all of the time, but spends an hour and a half to 2 hours before going out making herself look nice. She looks incredible when she's done, of course. But the whole process stresses her out, and she has quoted it as a reason why she doesn't want to go out sometimes. Even during little outings with friends she spends the same amount of time getting ready. I'm a numbers type person. That would be just too many of my seconds spent on this earth looking nice for other people I'm not trying to physically attract. I don't press her about it because she has said it's just something she wants/needs to do. I was told that we would start arguing and being miserable. It ended up feeling like a super awesome constant sleepover. Don't let people scare you into not moving in with a significant other if that is what you both want. I always thought of women as tidy and organized. That was until I moved in with one. I swear I spent 20 minutes a day helping so tidy up the mess she creates in the first hour every morning. Then another 10 minutes every day searching for brushes, hairbands, makeup, clothes etc. For me, how subtle the need for alone time crept up on me. I wasn't unhappy in the slightest, and moving in was natural. But over time I felt myself becoming irritable, and it turned out that I tend to get that way when I don't have time to myself, because I went from being alone in my room after work in my parents' house to being around myself pretty much every minute I'm not at work or driving, so I found myself with someone almost 24/7, and it took a toll. Thankfully once I recognized that, it was easier to manage. Going from having 2 pillows on the bed to like 15 or 20. Seriously takes like 5 minutes just to throw all the decorative pillows out of the way before climbing into bed. Going from a bottle of shampoo and a bar of soap in the shower to bottles upon bottles of cream rinses and conditioners and even a big old Luftwaffe sponge hanging in the shower. And forget about ever seeing the top of the bathroom vanity again. And then the knickknacks. Spread all over the place. Useless stuff that seemingly serves no other purpose than to give you more things to have to dust. How specific I have to be when giving instructions to do something. Like instead of saying wash the sheets I have to say wash and dry the sheets and pillowcases and put new sheets on the bed. Bobby pins. There were bobby pins *EVERYWHERE*. On the TV stand, in the couch cushions, under the bed, on the windowsill, in the fridge. You couldn't turn your head without seeing 15 of those things. My first roommate was a girl. She was *THE slobbiest person I've ever met. She had been a coworker for ages and was always neat at work. It was stunning. Her bedroom was just piles of clothes. The living room was clothes and jackets everywhere. Half-drank cups of water, you name it. I loved living with her. It was a very comfy mess. My wife is quite a bit more of a neat freak and has a cute little temper. Sometimes I wanna live like Shirley and Frank. I had that for a year. How messy women can be. I mean, there's hair everywhere. The sink looks like a disaster area after she cleans her face at night. Every time she gets water, she gets a new cup and leaves the old one out, not in the sink with other dishes. Her shower has like 27 old bottles of shampoo with a dad amount left in each. There are ponytail holders all over the house. I think the cat shit one out this morning. But she makes the bed every morning, so I guess it's alright. How hard it is to get up in the morning when you have someone to snug at it. Holy wow, my first medal. Thanks stranger. Snugs for everyone. Definitely the food. I'd eat ramen and canned foods all the time when I was living alone. Now I get spoiled with home cooked food. The best part though is she's been teaching me to cook. I love our cooking school sessions after work. Edit, thank you for the silver. I'm genuinely happy that I'm able to make her home cooked meals now when she really needs me. D. For me it was that my boyfriend sheds leg hair everywhere. It's not as hard as everyone told me it would be, that's what she said, but seriously, understand you don't have to do absolutely everything together, since you live together and respect each other's boundaries, wants and needs. He peed in the sink. That's all. When I first moved in with my girlfriend, I was very surprised at how much she actually farts. Men are incredibly warm and sweaty while asleep and will be sticky if they hug you as you sleep together. Edit, till that apparently in every relationship there's a furnace and an ice cube, no matter the gender. Obligatory award speech. Edit, I want to thank whoever gave me silver for indirectly saying my boyfriend is sticky. TBH, it was that it worked out so well. My girlfriend and I moved in after about 2 months together due to circumstances of us both moving out of our current apartments, and it honestly worked out great. We didn't fight, we both cleaned and kept things tidy, and it was just a ton of fun. We moved cities for her grad school to get a doctorate, and I moved back in with my parents to help remodel and not pay rent as she moved right next to her uni, but are getting a place together within a couple months. After almost 2 years of dating, we are both still super excited to be living with one another again soon. I feel as though, given the situation and how living together usually goes for couples, it should been a disaster. I had moved out of my old apartment before she was out of hers at first, but she had looked up how 1 bed 1 baths would be an option, and I was hesitant because of how things like that usually go with an SO, especially after so short of time dating. It was one of the best and happiest decisions of my life. My ex used a fucking planet worth of earbuds, Q-tips. Like seriously, I would clean the bathroom. The next day, 6 of them are sitting out having been used. God forbid I forgot about them, because the next day it's 15 sitting out. I'm pretty sure she is living happy somewhere with her lovely BF, single-handedly killing the planet with her fucking mere gunk on those little woolly bastards. She needs reusable ones for any chance of our survival. He doesn't take the initiative to kill the creepy crawlers that waywardly stray into our apartment. If he sees a house centipede, he looks at it, then promptly turns tail and walks away. Won't even tell me the damn thing is there. I'm a girl who grew up having to call dad to kill spiders and bugs and shit, so it's weird that I now have to be the one to viciously murder every insect who comes inside. The once every 3 days gorilla shit that stops up the toilet and smells like a burning dumpster filled with other gorilla shits and tires. How little opinions he had on anything. I'd ask what he wants for supper, I don't care. I asked what he wants to do tonight, I don't know. Last week I asked what he thought about getting my nose pierced, I don't give a shit what you do. Sometimes it'd be nice to not have to decide or come up with suggestions all the time. Having a helper. I'm always fixing or building something, and as it turns out my GF is always ready to be a great helper. She's like the kid I don't have. Pass me this, hold this, did you learn anything? Think you could do that yourself in the future? It's more fun to share a project and teach than it is to accomplish by myself anyway. I think it's good for both of us. But seeing tiny black rubber bands showing up all over the floor is a downside, lol. I think she uses them for her hair. The pet peeves you never knew were there. For example, he doesn't like when I leave eggshells in the sink without pushing it into the garbage disposable. I don't like when he keeps getting new glasses of water because he misplaced his glass from an hour ago. They're little things, but I was so surprised how passionate I was about glassware.